Okay, the first broadcast failed. I don't know what that's about. So it just cut out. I think when Monica connected, it ended it. So hopefully you can join us again if you were watching the first time. Hi, Monica. You have to request to join. Here we go. Hi, Rahul.
Oh,
There you are.
finally, sorry, it was a little bit of rumble tumble here with my phone.
No worries.
Yeah.
We're here. It's all good.
Oh, good, good. The sound is all right?
Yes.
Oh, good. I'm just going to adjust a bit. Okay. I was going to do it from my iPad, but it just doesn't work, so I have to go quickly on my phone.
That's fine. It's all good. We're here. And you know what? We have technical issues with every one of these that we do, so don't worry.
Okay, good, good, good. So, how are you today?
Yeah, good. I taught yoga for the first time last night since Christmas, and I'm a bit exhausted today.
Yeah, I have yesterday too, as I was covering it, and I feel really
Yeah.
tired today. So yeah, but it was really great. It was really great.
Yeah, good.
Yeah.
So we're everyone, if you don't know, this is Monica. And how long have you been a yoga teacher, Monica?
Yeah, I was actually realizing yesterday, over 17 years now.
Wow. And you trained with British Wheel, right?
I train with no, it wasn't. It was accredited by British Wheel of Yoga, but it was in that time was called what else? What was called the center? It was now it's a life yoga life or something like that. They changed the
Okay.
name, but they accredited by British Wheel of Yoga. So we have very intense training for over 1.5 years, and we need to go through the exam to go to the school. So
Yeah.
they have to see you if you are capable to do it. I was the youngest. There was a because I done yoga. I started doing yoga when I was pregnant, so I was doing yoga. The request was going for teaching. At least you have to be practicing yoga for 3 years,
Yeah.
and I was 3 years and like 7 months.
Yeah.
So they come and they just want to watch me how I do yoga because they want to see if I'm capable of doing it or not. So it was very, very difficult to get to the school, really. And yeah, they accepted me, and it was very intense training. Loads of stuff to learn, but it was really good school, really good school. So yeah.
Yeah, mine was similar. So we had to have done 5 years of yoga. If I recall, because I trained with Friends of Yoga, which are known as Fryog. If I recall, I think it had to be 5 years of yoga with another Fryog teacher. I can't
Yeah,
remember. And then, so I did 2 years to do the 200 hours, and then I did a third year to do the 500.
yeah.
I don't know about you, but with our first year, we really didn't touch the yoga mat at all. It was all philosophy based. How
Oh,
much philosophy did you study?
not that much. It was most yoga mat. It was a lot of technical stuff, how to do it properly. There was we was under all the time the eye, of the teachers.
Yeah,
If you can do something like, oh, really good, you being really under, magnifying glass. They watch you. There was some people actually in the course. They've been told they have to leave the course. Even
really.
yeah, I was quite shocked because, in my opinion, they could be really good teachers, but they obviously see something. Because there was one of the person who was on a course, who was practicing yoga for 17 years,
Wow.
and being
Okay.
told that she's not supposed to teach yoga. I was shocked
Wow. Very strict.
because she was really good at doing yoga, but
Yeah.
obviously in their eyes, as a teacher, maybe not so much. So it was a really big blow for me to just be present of hearing something. It was just I feel heartbroken for this girl because she was a lovely person, and but she just have her own path. She's done a different thing, so she's happy. but it was really, really harsh, I have to say.
Wow.
Even yoga not supposed to be harsh. It's harsh to, you know, for the teachers, because you really need to know what to do. And
we had several people on the over the 3 years that I did it that didn't complete the training, but that was their choice rather than, you know, the school's choice. But it's tough. Like, it's not, you think it's just a bit of stretching, but it's nothing like that.
It's a mental strength. It's a mental strength, especially if you go to school. You really need to have your head on your shoulders to do it, because it's not easy school. It's not easy school.
Not at all.
Yeah.
Have you ever thought about training yoga teachers?
No, not really. You know, it's my approach to yoga is a bit different than everyone else. I'm focused very much on the meditation, and that's, for me, that's the most important thing. I'm not sure if they have any teachers doing that. I could maybe be one of them first to teach, because for me it's very important to be present in yoga practice. Like, I was pretty shocked in school when the people was telling, there was people who did the yoga for years, and they still treated yoga as a physical exercise.
Yeah.
There was loads of people in school, they treated yoga like physical exercise. They was like physical, and they was very, very fit, very slim, you very skinny, you know, very, you know, muscle. I wasn't. I was a child. I was looking like, you know, round, curvy person. I was the only one looking like that in the school. But my knowledge of energy and my knowledge of meditation, because in the past I done other therapies which was connected to self-awareness. So, and that leads me, why I start yoga when I was pregnant, and I said I need to do yoga because I always want to try yoga. I never have the time to do it, but when I was pregnant, I said, okay, I'll do it now. So I started doing it when I was pregnant, and I really enjoy it. And after my child was born, I carry on with it, because yoga actually reset my nervous system, because when you have a child, it's really challenging. And I never missed a class after I have my child, because that was resetting me. Every time I go to yoga once a week, it was reset for my nervous system, to calm me down, to bring me back to my place, like to be, you know, happy and calm, and that helped me a lot. But my background is different, because I start with the past life regression, as you know, and I done it for 20 years, and after 20 years I started doing yoga, you know, and it was like, wow. And then it was all connected, you know, this all knowledge connected. So this get me through the school, because I have massive knowledge about energy and meditation from my other therapies, and you know, I just transmitted to the yoga. So that's why I done so well in the school. Even I was the shortest person studying yoga practice. The youngest. I was like youngest practitioner of yoga, practicing for myself. Everyone else was like, oh, done yoga 10 years. Another one person 15, 20 years. I was like, wow, I'm just only this. And I was like, going to be intimidating, but I done really well. Because other knowledge is just, I was just flying through with my, because I had so much knowledge from other therapies. It just it was easy for me.
Came naturally.
Yeah. So
I started yoga on a total whim. So firstly, my first introduction to yoga was the Wii Fit. Do you remember that?
Really?
Yeah.
Oh wow.
Games console with stand on the balance board. I mean, it was terrible.
Yeah.
And then my friend Lindsay and I, one kind of tipsy night, said to ourselves, we want to do something, you know, what can we do? And we decided we wanted to do piano lessons and yoga. And in my head, I was like, yoga's the easiest way to get fit. Oh, I mean, obviously that was stupid. Um, but so that's how we started. We didn't ever do piano, but we were a little bit tipsy, signed up to some yoga classes, and that was it really.
Yeah.
And the place that I went to for 10 years was actually very, the spiritual aspects were discussed, and there was always, you know, some kind of poem or education during the class at some point. But really, the practice was very strong. It was much more vinyasa based, and it was very from an athletic perspective. And I really found it challenging and difficult. And I did myself a few injuries actually, and it's only off the back of that, like after 5 years of teaching for myself, I've really pared it back now. And
Yeah.
I've come back to actually, this isn't to make pretty shapes of my body or to be popular on Instagram or whatever, you know, it's not about any of that.
Yeah. Yeah.
And my body has changed as well since having children, even though of course I didn't birth them.
But you're lifting them, you're lifting, you're doing different
Yeah.
now, and obviously body change, you know, body changes because it's totally different lifestyle now.
Yeah, and I eat a lot more because I'm stressed a lot more. So
Oh yeah.
yeah,
Yeah.
so I'm one of those parents. But you know, it's really changed for me, and particularly since my accident, I've really pared it back. And I'm really starting to enjoy the simplicity of it and not overdo it, not make it look fancy or be strong.
Yeah.
That's been a lesson for me.
Yeah. Yeah.
Have you heard of a style of yoga? And I think the lady's name is Vanda Scaravalli.
No.
And it's the Scaravalli method. So I went on a CPD about this a few years ago, and it really changed. It kind of undid everything that I learned in my yoga school. It was very much about the breath.
Okay.
And not forcing of the breath, not pranayama practices, but natural breath. And the whole concept, if I've understood it correctly, is to really loosen your torso so that you breathe deeply and naturally without having to even think about it. And
Right.
so, for example, if you're holding a warrior pose, rather than making that warrior pose look pretty, it's more about moving really fluidly and effortlessly within it. So these small kind of loosening movements that really allow your muscles, your body to relax and really expand how big your torso gets and how big the breath can become.
Yeah.
And I really resonated with that method. And I've kind of always said to myself in the back of my mind, if I'm going to study yoga any further, I want to go down that path, because for me, it felt so authentic to it just being about the breath, but not from a forced perspective in terms of, you know, a breathing exercise or a breathing technique, but real natural deep breath. And I loved that.
Yeah. Well, there's loads of different styles of yoga, and I'm glad that someone like that, you know, came up to the surface of the, you know, our planet, because I think as everything, it changes, because everything changes now very quickly on our planet. Yoga is changing as well.
Yeah.
And when I was in my course, we have to do 2 intensive trainings. We've been requested to do it, and one of them I picked was restorative yoga. With Susan Lasseter. She was American. She's American. I don't know if she's still alive or not, but she came to London, and we have this workshop with her 5 days, and we was from the morning 9 o'clock till 5 o'clock. We're doing restorative yoga, only restorative, which was the putting body in a position of relaxation, on maximum impact of relaxation. And the thing what I experienced on this workshop was amazing, because whole group, it was massive group, it was about 40 people in a room, and in this course, and we have 5 days of it. And you know, people coming with all the luggage of the just everyday life, the class, every day they coming, we was coming, and you know, it was a certain kind of energy in the room for all these days. And I remember I walked the third day of the training and the energy was totally changed. And the teacher that morning said, we have different field today here. You can feel, you finally get over this stress, because the energy is so rich. So it took us 3 days of that training to get to deep relaxation. And for me, in yoga practice, that's the most important thing, because as they done the studies about when you're going to relaxation, we have 10 minutes at the end of the class usually of relaxation, lying down to absorb everything what we done in the class. I don't know if you have that as well in your teacher.
I do at the beginning and the end.
Yeah, but the study shows that after 13 minutes, body is starting to go to deep relaxation. So we don't even reach in 10 minutes that state. We could do classes of the restorative yoga classes. It's just like you just put bodies in a position to relax, as to have massive impact on relaxation. And this is amazing because it's resetting actually nervous system. So that was my, someone would say, oh, you're lazy, you don't want to do yoga. No, that was the best workshop I ever, it was the best. Honestly, it was so powerful. Even we haven't done much, our nervous systems was totally reset. And the teacher was telling us the story that she was teaching in America in one class long time ago. She had this massive class. Everyone was set up in this relaxation postures, lying down on the floor. And she had these massive windows in this studio. And the windows were like from the ceiling to the floor. And one of these windows collapsed, smashed to pieces, and the glass was absolutely everywhere. The glass was on the people, and she said, guess what? No one moved. No one moved. They was in such a deep relaxation. None of them moved. None of this person even react. And some of them, they didn't even know the glass was smashed.
Wow.
And when she saw this window collapsing, she thought, oh my God, there's going to be disaster now. But when this collapsed and she saw the people not reacting, they're staying in their relaxation, she just left them like that, covered with glass. And then when the times come up, to finish, because it's 45 minutes class, she just gently wake them up, like kind of just drive them to come back to the, to present moment here, to the bodies. And they was like, well, we heard something, but we wasn't sure what was it. Some people were like, no, there's nothing. Like, I didn't hear anything. And they was looking, and it's like, oh my God, we got the glass now. so that's what I'm saying, is the relaxation of, if you do it, if you can learn that, it's just, this is the best tool in the life. Because once your body learn, the body gives you learn through the body. You're training the body with your mind, and you're getting to the point, even if you're gonna do something like small, and you're just resetting yourself automatically to this state. Even if you're in very stressful position, you are able to do it. So for me, I always said yoga is about, obviously, yes, exercises, but combining with the deep relaxation. That's for me the most important thing. Is as you said, not about going and doing fit and stuff like that, because energy is much more important than physical exercises. The energy is everything. We energy, basically. So if this is not working, nothing gonna work. It does.
I think that I don't know how you view it, but I always view that most people in the Western world tend to come to yoga for the physical practice. That seems to be the entry point.
Yeah.
And then I think the more that we do it and get involved in it, then we start learning the other benefits. Do you think that in terms of, I mean, you're starting a beginner's course next week.
Yeah.
So in terms of that, I mean, what are your plans to kind of ease people into it?
Well, to be honest, my plans are to just do it easy and gentle practice. That's the most important thing, because you don't want to, do too much. And we all have different bodies. We can, I just said, you can do maybe sometimes more than I can do, because my body is totally different. Some people do the squats and they're touching the heels with floor. I would never do it because my ankles are not built that way.
Yeah.
I will never. So it's always, adaptable for everyone, because in a class, you do what your body can do, not what the teacher is telling you to do. Basically, you have instruction, you always have different options. So if you do want to do yoga more physically, obviously you can, because there's always option for that. But I'm always focusing on ease in the practice. For me, that's the most important thing.
The most beneficial part. Yeah.
And the obviously benefits are amazing, because I done other sports in all my life. I was swimmer. I was a professional swimmer for years. Then I done martial arts, and I always have a problem with my back. I always have back, I never have a straight back. I always been like that. And I done everything possibly I could when I was doing my trainings, and my back never changed. But it changed after a few months of yoga, and I didn't even realize. I was like walking once, and I just seen myself in the window of the shop, and I was like, oh my God, I don't have the shoulders forward anymore. This is amazing. I was like, this is amazing. I was so excited, because I didn't even realize that it changed, and it's changed so effortlessly, because I haven't done nothing. I just was going to yoga classes once a week, and that was, it was like, wow, I done all these sports for all these years. I couldn't achieve it, and I achieved it like in a few months. even didn't realizing it. So yoga works on these levels. You're doing gentle work, but it's so deep and can adjust your body. Like, I'm not standing anymore. Like, if I'm queuing somewhere, I used to lean on one leg. I never do this now. I'm standing on the both legs. Yeah, I have weight distributed equally on my both legs, and this is due to yoga, nothing else. And I just is that, wow, body is just align itself. And that's beauty of it.
I think the truth of yoga is that it's subtle.
Yeah.
When you go to the gym, it's all very ego driven, and it's very much about, I need to do more. I need to physically feel it, feel the burn. But yoga is so subtle.
Yeah, it is. But it's also very strong, because you can do strong things in yoga if you wish to. And if you do headstand, it's not easy. It take you a long time to do it. I did have it take me a long time to do it. So it's not easy. You just don't think it's. We obviously have different stages of yoga. We won't do it yoga we never done it actually. When I was practicing my yoga, I never done it in class headstand, never, because it's like people are not able to do it, so the teacher can't teach it. So that's not going to happen in the class. You can you can have one-to-one, and then you can learn, but yoga, it's the spectrum of yoga is huge. It's from very easy to, you can put yourself into very difficult stuff if you want to do it, really hard work for your body. So that's the beauty about yoga. You can do minimum and you can do maximum.
I think even if someone physically can't work with their body, even just breathing is yoga, even just meditating is yoga. So much to it. Even just being kind to people is yoga. If you look at the 8,
I just said, if you're aware, if you're present in that moment, that's yoga. If you stand in the queue in the shop, and you're standing, and your body, you're aware of your body, you're practicing yoga basically. So you can do yoga. I always said in my class, you can do yoga when you're cooking. You stand on one, you're aware of what you're doing, and you can do it. The practice could be anywhere done. It doesn't have to go to class to be aware of your body. And the body yoga is awareness, isn't it?
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
Great. I think this has been a really interesting conversation.
Yeah, I enjoyed it. It was really good.
Yeah. So I reckon we should do round 2 of this. Would you say Friday we're going to do something again?
Round 2 about yoga?
Yeah,
Or
I
something?
think there's such a big subject. So why don't we talk more on Friday about it?
Yes, that's perfect. Yeah.
Okay.
Okay.
So both of us are starting beginners 6-week classes
Yeah.
next week.
Yeah.
So I'm doing Monday evening and you're doing Thursday evening. So there are still spaces in both classes. So if anyone's interested, please do ping us a message or visit the booking system.
Yeah.
And yeah, so we're going to continue this round 2 on Friday.
Yes, that's perfect. Yeah.
Look forward to chatting then. Nice to see you, Monika.
Nice to see you, and I'm looking forward to talk to you on Friday.
Yeah, have a good day.
Okay,
Bye.
and you. Bye. Bye. Bye.